Hi, I'm Katie, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to go about completing the application forms for registered scientist and registered science technician, and some tips on the style of writing that you might want to use. If you're applying for RSci Tech, the application form has 15 professional competencies on it that you need to provide evidence of. If you're applying for registered scientist, there are 60. For both awards, the competencies are divided into the categories of application of knowledge and understanding, personal responsibility, interpersonal skills, professional practice, and finally, professional standards. These competencies are all about key professional skills, and it doesn't matter whether you're working in a commercial lab, a school, a university, or a research institute, you should still be able to evidence these. When it comes to completing your application form, against each competency, you need to give one fully explained, specific example that will show the assessors that you're competent in that particular area. If you go to rsc.li/registers, you'll find the full list of competencies for each award and guidance documents with examples of the types of things that are suitable evidence for each competency. Your examples should be relatively recent, certainly no older than 1 year, and they should be from your current job. The assessors will want to see a variety of examples, but we understand that you might have worked on one particular project, for example, that uses multiple professional skills. So you can reuse the same scenario up to 3 times for different competencies. You just need to make sure that you are rewriting it to emphasise the particular competency that you're trying to demonstrate, and that you're not simply copying and pasting the same text. In terms of style of writing, it might be tempting to use the passive or scientific style, but that's not what we want here. Your examples should be written in the first person, and they should put you at the centre of the action, so that the assessors can understand the role that you played in the examples and the impact that you had. So, for example, rather than saying, the protocol was updated according to the new guidelines, you should say, I updated the protocol according to the new guidelines. If the example you're using is based around teamwork, that's fine. You just need to make it clear the contribution that you made to the outcomes. It's okay to use technical terms, but please define abbreviations. Bear in mind that the assessors are all chemists by background, but they're not necessarily expert in which you're working. The example that you give for a competency needs to be detailed and specific enough to give the assessors a clear picture of your level of professional competence. So somewhere between 250 to 500 words per example is a good ballpark. And you might want to consider writing in the share format to make sure that you're covering off all of the key things that assessors will want to know about. When using the share format, S stands for situation. Start by writing a few sentences setting the scene and giving context to your example. This could be a bit about your role or a description of the particular project or work stream that you're working on in this example. H stands for hindrance. This is where you should describe the task you were set or the goal you had to achieve. You could include information about specific parameters such as deadlines, budgets, or resourcing issues that you had to work to. Think about parameters or restrictions specific or relevant to the competency that you're evidencing. A stands for action. This is where you describe the action that you took. You should include information about your thought processes here, explain why you took the action that you took and how you decided on that approach. This might include quite a bit of technical detail, but you should try to avoid too much jargon. R stands for result. This is where you talk about what happened as a result of your actions. Did it have the desired outcome? If not, why not? E stands for evaluation. What was the overall impact of the work that you did and the action that you took? You could talk here about any legacy as a result of your work. Did it have an impact on your own professional practice, or did it benefit your colleagues or stakeholders in your work? You could also talk about what you might have done differently or would do differently again if a similar situation comes up in future. Once you complete your application form and send it in, a member of the team will review it and might suggest a few tweaks to get it to the best shape to go out for assessment. We'll work with you to get it right. For further support, please get in touch via registers@rsc.org.